Hello, it's Pete and Grada here from the Purple House in Forth with answering questions, giving health tips.
Great.
And tonight's topic was from a question someone asked us whether we could talk about cholesterol. Now,
cholesterol is a hot topic, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is a bit of a hot topic. But the cholesterol levels back when I started nursing back in the 80s, they were between 4 and classified between 4 and 7.5 was normal. And today, the medical world are wanting cholesterol levels less than 4. I had a client come, she'd had a stroke, and they immediately put her on cholesterol lowering medication, statin drugs, which are to lower cholesterol, and her cholesterol level was less than 4. It was 3, and they still, because they follow protocols. Now, there's studies been done that women with cholesterol levels less than 4 have a far greater incidence of breast cancer, and the body needs a lot of cholesterol to function properly. Makes hormones, carries so-called vitamin D's around the body, all the fat-soluble vitamins, that's carried around the body with cholesterol. Cholesterol is a triglyceride. All fats are triglycerides, classified. They have 3 carbon chains, and have a guess where we make them from.
What do you make them from? Yeah, I know, but it's top secret.
Yeah. We make them out of sugars.
And carbohydrates.
It's a stored fat.
And fruits.
And fruits, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit sugar and all the high starch carbohydrates and sugars. Any excess that our body can't use, which is around about above 1 teaspoonful of sugar 4 times a day, that's what our bodies can utilise, and above that gets turned to storage. It gets turned to cholesterol, it gets stored as white fat in preparation for when food was going to disappear. And cholesterol floats around in the bloodstream, nice and happy, and we raise our blood sugar above 6 and cause inflammation on the inside of an artery somewhere, maybe within the heart, the arteries within the heart. They're the main ones that lock up with cholesterol plaque. Mm-hmm. But when we have sugars, too many sugars, or a blood sugar above 6, the sugar of fruit, the bad oils, high starch carbohydrates that turn to a lot of sugar, we inflame the inside of our arteries. And along comes a nice piece of cholesterol to put a nice smooth patch back on that.
It's like when you have a hole in your plaster, and then which is what we've been doing, you plaster the holes up.
And it puts a nice smooth patch back on where the inside of the artery is rough. Mm-hmm. Inflammation causes the blood to be turbulent. The blaming cholesterol for heart disease is blaming firemen for the fire. There's a lot of firemen around where there's a fire, but we never blame the firemen for the fire. They are putting it out, and cholesterol is putting out the fire, putting out calming the inflammation down so the blood can run nice and smoothly again. Mm-hmm. Admittedly, when someone has a heart attack and their arteries occlude, there is cholesterol in the plaque, but it's because they have continually inflamed their arteries, and that
with too many carbohydrates.
Too many sugars, carbohydrates, sugar of fruit and the bad oils, and along comes that nice healthy cholesterol and puts a nice smooth patch back on. And eventually it will occlude.
Yeah, so can I ask you some questions then?
You can.
People go on about good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. What is your opinion on that, Pete?
Well, our body makes each of them, and I'm not sure whether there is a bad cholesterol.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Pete. I believe that
Because-
all cholesterol is good. Can I just say a little bit? Yeah. Give your throat a rest. All cholesterol is good, like Peter just explained. On top of that, it heals you, smooths over the rough patches in your arteries. It's also, like Pete said, the foundation of all your hormones, which is critical, especially for women who enter menopause and so on. Like when you have hot flushes or dryness, or your body undergoes changes. A lot of it is also caused by your cholesterol levels being too low, because cholesterol is used as a building block for your hormones. And what Peter said is so true. I've seen it as well, since we've been seeing clients here in our clinic since the year 2000, and the benchmarks have dropped. So back in the days,
Back in the 80s, the high end was 7.5.
That's right, which is still really healthy anyway. But the low end, if your cholesterol is forcibly dropped below 4, the chances of any form of cancer double. So that means you increase your chances of cancer by 100%, which is really, really shocking. And people are not made conscious of that. So like, so we, Pete and I, we definitely don't feel that statin drugs are the way to go, because anyway, we probably can't say too much, but we would never even give statin drugs to our worst enemy, right? Because the side effects are terrible, and they have real effects on your body.
We had a client who went to the doctor and had a cholesterol check done for some reason. The only reason I have my cholesterol checked is if the insurance...
Life insurance.
life insurance wants a read.
When I want to up Peter's life insurance.
But she had a cholesterol level of over 12, and the doctor brought out a prescription pad and started writing. She said, "No thanks," and left. And she went back 6 months later, had a cholesterol check done, and the doctor called her back after the results come back and said, "Oh, your cholesterol's a bit high." And she said, "What is it?" And it was 6. Dropped 6 points. She said, "Thanks very much," and walked out. In those 6 months, she took herself off high starch carbohydrates and sugars.
And grains.
And, well, they are high starch carbs that turned to a lot of sugar. And she had low starch carbohydrates, so all the above ground veggies mainly, and nuts and seeds that aren't starchy, and proteins and fats. And it's not the cholesterol that you eat gives you high cholesterol.
No.
Fat,
so you can eat like a dozen eggs a day and you'll never have high cholesterol.
The fats that you eat, that's a form of cholesterol. But you don't create your own cholesterol out of those fats that you eat. If the medical world, quite often they are still saying to people, cut out butter, cream,
coconut oil,
all the good fats. They're telling them to cut them out. So what are they relying on for energy?
Then they eat.
Still?
People eat also. They eat way too much sugar. Bananas. I mean fruit. Sorry, that's what I was going. Entrancing me, Peter. Fruit. People think fruit is fresh and healthy, and people have this kind of notion, like an idea that fruit is going to clean out your arteries, and but it actually does the opposite. Because fruits, the fruit sugar, your body will turn that into how does it go again?
It turns it into the same things as the bad runny oil.
That's right. And then your body turns it into cholesterol to protect you.
Now, if your doctor wants to put you on cholesterol lowering drugs, one question you ask them is, has there been a decrease in heart disease since the introduction of cholesterol lowering drugs? And if they answer yes, you have to go and find another doctor, because I've just told you a lie.
It's true, yeah, it's true.
Because there hasn't been a decrease. It's increasing still due to the inflammation still happening. And there are there are things you can do which we tell people to have eggs and bacon for breakfast and they can't believe it. They say, oh, that'll put my cholesterol sky high. It doesn't, it drops the cholesterol because you're not having your bread and cereals that are turning to a lot of cholesterol.
Cereal killers.
And yeah, people can't get over, they are overjoyed really when we tell them that they can have eggs and bacon for breakfast, because eggs were the villain back 20, 30 years ago.
But they've only just come out of the closet, haven't they?
Yeah, they blamed eggs for having too much cholesterol, but that cholesterol isn't what you make cholesterol from.
Yeah. Eggs are really, really healthy for most people. And so, like, you could eat a dozen eggs a day and your cholesterol levels will stay the same or they'll drop.
They'll drop.
So we've had lots of clients who've come to us with worries about their cholesterol levels. And Peter, especially, he runs specific tests that will show you the health of your heart and arteries and kidneys and everything. And if you are running into problems or not. So it's like Peter looks under the bonnet of the car and he can tell if the pipes are clogged or not. And if your cholesterol is too high, and if you're in danger of heart attack, Peter will be able to tell that from the tests that he does, and that can be reversed. So I want you to know that this can be reversed as well, so your body can clean out your own arteries without you needing an operation. And especially a key substance is enzymes. So enzymes, they mop up all the rubbish in your body and the debris, and they just gobble it up and get rid of it. And there are lots of different kinds of enzymes.
We've got one called Vascuzyme, which is particularly good for the vascular system, cleaning out the arteries. But if you were to go to the hospital, to A&E with a heart attack, they would give you something called streptokinase. So that's an ASE is an enzyme. Kinase is an enzyme. So they give you an enzyme to dissolve the clot. So systemic enzymes that you take orally will do that as well.
Yeah.
But you have to stop causing the inflammation.
Well, there's two ways, isn't
as
it?
well.
We will also tell you what you have to stop taking, but basically it means most fruits, if not all of them. You cut out your bread. That's a really big one, isn't it? Like all grains, like rice as well. So one bowl of rice is the equivalent to 20 teaspoons of sugar. One banana is the equivalent to, I think it's 9 teaspoons of sugar or something. So it's all the hidden sugars. So we're not just talking about getting sugar out of the bowl, you know, and eating it like that. We're talking about the hidden sugars that people are not conscious of. Especially never drink fruit juices or soft drinks.
There's a lot of sugar in processed foods as well, because sugar is
addictive. More addictive than cocaine. So you can cut your sugar cravings down, and people do that. People have come to us and they're on the brink, like health-wise, and we tell them they have to urgently change their diet, and they come back a month later and they transform. So people can do it, you can do it, everyone can do it, right? If one of us can do it, that means everyone can do it. And you won't feel hungry when you up your good fats. So good fats that are really good for your body are butter, and I always recommend organic butter, and creams. Meat fats are good. Coconut oil is also one of the best for your heart and your brain and for restoring your body. Bone broth, so we cook a lot of bone broth. That just means you get healthy bones from a good butcher, and you boil them. I put them in a pressure cooker, but you can boil them for, say, overnight, and then you get all the goodness out of the bones, which is very, very healing for your body. So your body has to heal itself from the inside out. So these are some tips that we recommend, and also the Ultimate Vitality Boost. So this little book that you can download for free from our website. I'll put a link in the comment probably, so check that out. So that's got 4 ingredients, everyone probably already knows what's in it. Beet flow.
Beet flow gets the bile flowing from the liver, so you digest your fats properly to make your energy from.
So Broth is like caustic soda, so it's very cleaning, and it's your own body, so it's very safe. So Omnizyme is a really good enzyme. Omni means every enzyme, right? Pretty much every enzyme that is available is in here. Enzymes are good, by the way, for all sorts of things, not just cholesterol. They're good to detox. If you've had the jab and you're having side effects, Omnizyme is really good for that as well.
The other thing in the Ultimate Vitality Boost pack is the probiotic. Now, probiotics, or the good gut bacteria, scientists have isolated over 400 different enzymes that those little critters make for us. So again, enzymes are a key to really good health.
Yeah.
And then the other
a mineral
supplement that the thyroid needs to perform optimally.
Actually, and I just want to say something about it. So we're talking about this thing, right? So that's a mineral supplement, like Pete said, for the thyroid. When you're deficient in this, scientists they've known this for decades, probably already for longer than 100 years, and they cut up bodies of sick people. If you're deficient in this particular mineral, you get obese, like you get fat layer, solid, they call it morbid fat, around the organs, and that's from bromide, chloride and fluoride, especially from bromide, which is found in the fluorescent, all the work gear, you know, the bright tray, what the tradies are wearing. Bromide is in your pillow, it's in your mattress, it's in curtains, furniture, it's in bread, it's in lots of food. And what bromide does, it turns your body fat into morbid fat, so literally makes it kind of solid, and that's due to a deficiency in this. So this is so important for your heart as well. And of course we all know, by the way, that your thyroid is closely connected to your heart health as well. So that's found in this one, so you can look that up. And if you're looking for something to eat other than toast in the morning, I know toast is so delicious, but you just don't have bread in your house. If you don't have it in your house, you don't eat it, right? And it's a commitment to yourself. So
quite often people ask me, what do I have my eggs on then?
Nothing.
And I say on the plate. And
on some oil.
And
salt.
I scramble my eggs, and I put about a 2 centimetre slab of butter in the pan to melt, which is close to a tablespoonful. I'll pour in half a cup of cream, 2 eggs and half a teaspoonful of salt, and I scramble them. Then I put them on the plate and pour over about another tablespoonful of either macadamia nut or olive oil. They're monounsaturated oils. And a spoonful of sauerkraut, which is good gut bacteria. That will last me from about 7:30 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon without having to eat another thing, just drinking water. And it's the fats that keep my energy level nice and even all day long.
Yeah.
I tell my grandkids that here at our place, manners aren't a thing. They should have been buried with Queen Victoria, who taught them up. Because I said, you can lick your plate here because you don't have bread to mop your oil up. You have to lick your plate.
And they can have a drink of cream.
Yeah, one of our grandsons, he used to come and ask, could he have some cream, and I'd say, yeah, go for it, and he'd pour himself a cup of cream and drink it, and I'd think, beauty, he won't be asking for anything else
won't be crabby
to eat for a long time.
So that's what, and so another option, of course, is the Purple House Smoothie, so you can download this book for free as well.
And if I make that, I put in lots more cream.
Yeah, but I'm going to warn you, when you start the smoothie, it's got heaps of oils in it, right? Just if your liver isn't used to so much oil and fat, you have to literally prime it. So you just start with what your body can handle, and then you gradually build up, and then your liver gets really, really healthy.
And that the beet flow also assists in you being able to tolerate a lot more fats. That gets the bile flowing, so you digest the fats properly.
Because low-fat diets and everything low-fat, and skim milk and skim everything, creates a sick liver, right? So that makes our liver and gallbladder hard and shriveled up and toxic. So the best way to create a healthy liver is to introduce lots of good healthy fats. And the good healthy fats are the ones that Pete and I have mentioned. Don't be tricked into believing that the vegetable oils on the supermarket shelf, like those big bottles with yellow oil, are healthy. They're very, very toxic for you, and they're immune suppressants. And they glue up your inside, and they create inflammation. They shouldn't be allowed in the food market, so they're definitely unhealthy. So don't use them. Right?
People who have lost their gallbladder, which if you can avoid losing it, keep it because you need it for good digestion. But the people who have had gallstones, those gallstones have actually been created through cholesterol forming in the liver from too many high-starch carbohydrates and sugars, and they become little fat balls that migrate down and get caught in the gallbladder and calcify.
So you can do the beet flow cleanse. That's really, really easy liver cleanse. Where you take 2 beet flow, you say you start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you have 2 at 10:30, another 2 at 11, another 2 at 11:30, another 2 at 12 o'clock. So you have about between 10 and 16 beet flow in, jammed up in 2 hours. And it's a very nice, gentle liver cleanse. We can also give you a more drastic one that entails Epsom salt and olive oil and all the rest. We've got a recipe for that. If you want to do a real hardcore, deep liver cleanse.
I recommend people do that after they've been on taking the beet flow for at least a couple of weeks.
And it gets rid of all your gallstones. So there's a question here, is cholesterol levels remain different for, I can't see what the message is. And I don't dare to tap the screen in case I go out.
For men and women. I don't think there's no difference really, but probably women may need more cholesterol because they are creating more hormones. So they do have more hormones floating.
Different hormonal needs, for sure. Like our hormones go like this, so like every day is different, and there's at different times of the day the hormones fluctuate. Whereas with guys it's really more steady, same old, isn't it, Pete? But everyone's hormonal system is hugely challenged in today's world. So like I would say men and women, they're the same with their cholesterol levels. Women do suffer a lot more though when they take the statin drugs, which is cholesterol lowering drugs. Women tend to suffer a lot more pain and hardship, and molten neuron, and
they're really hard on the liver as well.
People get sore muscle. So if you're taking statin drugs and you're feeling really, really unwell, that's the reason why, and you need to come and see us. Or definitely get a second opinion from your doctor, or come and see us for a different route.
Some people have stopped their cholesterol drugs and gone on low carb, high fat, and then they've asked me, should I go and get my cholesterol levels checked? And I say to them, well, what will it do for you? If it's higher, it'll make you worried. And I wouldn't go on cholesterol lowering drugs if my cholesterol was 100.
No, and also it creates memory loss. So I just remember now I had a client who was just so super fit and fabulous and like awesome looking, beautiful shape, goes for a walk, doing everything right. And I guess she's about my age, which is like nearly 60. And the doctor put her on cholesterol lowering drugs as well, and then her memory started going, right? So she started to suffer from really, really bad memory loss, which is a big worry. And after a conversation, and she went to a doctor, she did it in conjunction with a doctor, she went off her cholesterol lowering drugs as well. And she upped her magnesium and changed the diet, put in more fat, has less grain. And her memory is really, really good now. And by the way, so Peter can look under the bonnet of your car with his testing if you're worried. If you want to get some real answers, Peter does chemical tests on the urine and the saliva.
Plus look at the live and dry blood, which
exactly,
gives,
so it gives you
a lot of clues.
picture. And I can also tell, just by putting my hands on your body, I can tell if you're going to have a heart attack or not. So, you know, I can tell you for sure, and I wouldn't lie to you either. Like if you came to me for a treatment and I could tell your body is, how do I say it, halfway to creating a heart attack, I would tell you. I've told people that. I've told them they need to go and see a heart specialist and have a stress test and all that. I had a client one time and I felt she was a walking heart attack, and so she went to the heart specialist, she had a stress test, everything came back good. They said she wasn't in danger, and then she did have a heart attack. And that's a long, long time ago, by the way. This was around the time that I had an accident in 2006, so I lost contact with her, and during that time she had a heart attack, but she survived, and she changed her lifestyle and sold her business and reduced the stress levels. And as far as I know, she's still alive today. So I always promise my clients, and Pete does the same, we always tell you the truth, right? But we give you feedback, honest feedback about what your body is telling us. So I think that's really valuable as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. Alrighty, so I'm just going to check now if you're going to get a heart attack or not. No, but we hope you enjoy this. So this is a big can of worms, the whole cholesterol thing. Do your own research. We live in an age of information, so you can Google so much, listen to podcasts. There's so many experts out there who really know their stuff.
There was a two-part series on ABC Catalyst program on the cholesterol myth.
But is that a long time ago?
It is a fair while ago,
Probably
but you may be able to, maybe.
I've also written lots of articles. You can go to Purple House and check out the blogs, you write the articles there, and then you type in cholesterol, you'll see lots of articles that we've written over the years too. So yeah, everyone can come back from clogged arteries, and your body is always gearing towards health, right? Your body isn't turned towards sickness. The compass in your body is always turned towards health. That's its natural instinct. It's way more natural for your body to be healthy. And you also have a new liver every 6 weeks. You have a completely new liver, so every part of your body is rebuilding all the time. So you may as well jump on that ship, right, and get it right and give your body what it needs.
Yep.
So I hope you enjoy this. And yeah, enzymes are key. So if there's one thing you remember from this as well, like a supplement that you want, come and check out our enzyme range. And they make you feel better all around. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good week.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next Monday.
Thanks, Teresa. Hope you enjoy it. See you, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine. Bye. Bye.